Hello, welcome to IMHO.
In my homosexual opinion, I'm Auntie Mount Titicaca Chan.
That was a lot of Chan, I liked that. And I am Darby Lynn Cartwright, just no jokes, just still getting Darby out there. We have not left the continent, but we have left America, finally. We're out, Chan, we made it.
We're still in the land of the Great White North.
So white, so north. But we are in Canada. It is Canada's Drag Race. Canada's Drag Race, no RuPaul. Well, RuPaul for a minute.
Firework explosion, firework explosion.
There you go.
Horns.
There you go. Speaking of firework explosion, ma'am, we are filming this on July 4th, which we all know is the holiday Malia Obama's birthday.
Oh.
She turned 22 today.
Oh my gosh, let's celebrate that.
I think it's great, but I also think it's really strange that Chicago is like setting off fireworks all day for Malia's birthday. Like, I mean, I love Malia, do not get me wrong, but can we get one for Ivanka? We love our Obama girls. Cannot wait to vote for you literally whenever you want me to.
Whenever you run.
You know what, Chan? I'm so sorry to do this. I'm usually so prepared. I need to get a drink. It's a little warm in here.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I have this beer.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the Shea Coulee by Goose Island. I guess I'll have this.
It's a beer, but fruity. Fruity beer.
Hang on. I have nails on. I only have one. I only have this. So the day that they went on sale, I was like, oh, I'll get it like early in the afternoon. So it was like 2:00 and it was like sold out. And I was like, of course it is. I'm an idiot. So I just wrote about it online that like they were sold out and I was sad. And someone was like, yeah, I'll come give you one. I was like, okay, but no kissing. And here we are.
Well, let's hear it.
Oh my God, that's really good.
Yeah, you drink beer, so for the gays that didn't drink beer and they had this for the first time, they're like, I don't like it. Well, you don't like beer to begin with.
You don't like beer. I love beers. I love Goose Island. I have to say, there's a little lemon kick in it. This is post-COVID beach drink. I mean, we won't see the beach this year, but next year, ugh.
It's like butch enough because it has the beer aspect and then kind of like femme with the lemon kick. So it's like...
And then super femme with a straw.
Yeah.
Shea Coulee, I thank you so much for brewing beer for us. I know you're super duper busy, but the fact that she decided to brew a beer. First she pole dances on episode 1 of All Stars, which we didn't know she could do. And then she makes a beer.
And then she squeezes beer out of her teats for the children.
Out of her teats. We do have food teats to talk about on this episode of Canada's Drag Race. I'm so excited. So, sorry, Shay, come on. Let's get into Canada. We are in a new series, I enjoyed the episode. I think everyone's in for a little treat with Canada.
Yeah. With new territory comes a new take. With UK, we saw that the drag was campier and kind of like comedy oriented. So I'm kind of interested to see like what kind of variety Canada has to offer. Ooh, yeah.
Lee Dawson tweeted, I think Canada's Drag Race is about to be a serve. It reminded me, because you know he's British, I think his second cousin is the queen. I'm not sure. They're all related in some way.
He's from that island.
I forget that like each series, each country brings its own kind of flavor. And Canada, it tasted like potatoes and I loved it. We'll just start with the entrances because we got to get to know these girls. So the first person to walk in was our girl Priyanka.
Wow.
Beautiful Priyanka with her little question mark gag. Was that planned no matter when she entered, or did she know she was gonna be first?
I don't think she knew. I
think that's so cool that like the first queen to enter was like a big reveal.
Right.
I was into that.
Her
She's
earrings,
28.
sickening.
And her what?
Her earrings, her pea earrings.
Oh, yeah.
Just-
And her name all over herself. I was like, because a lot of these girls, because we don't know them yet, when I was like taking notes, I had to wait until their name appeared on the screen. But with her, I was like, oh, yep, got it.
Right.
She's been doing drag for 2 years. Oh, 2 years? Really? You've been doing it for 2 years and you're already on TV?
You'll get there.
I've been doing drag for 8 years and I'm on YouTube.
broadcast yourself.
She was a kids television host before she got into drag. There couldn't have been a more perfect person to walk into an empty room because she walked in with all of the energy of 12 contestants.
Yeah, I think that is going to help her a ton, being the host of a children's show. Honestly, Drag Race is kind of crafted for, like, children in a way. I don't know if that's weird to say.
I mean,
but
drunk
like,
adults, so children.
or drunk adults.
Drunk adults, yeah.
Or
Yeah.
gay men, children.
My brother has 4 kids, and to just disassociate for a minute when you're in the room with the 4 kids, it truly is like watching 4 drunk people try to walk and talk and move. It's a lot. I want kids. Then we had Alona Burley. She walked in, said she was that fucking bitch, which I'm glad she said it. Someone had to say it. She's 24. She said her big claim was she was an Instagram queen.
Yeah, she her whole thing was, "Ooh, I'm a bitch. Ooh, I'm mean. I'm being a lady, and that means I gotta be mean, huh?"
She was beautiful though. I do have to say, the like pale blue and that light hair, it was all working for me. I think I love the way she paints. But yeah, she was coming in like, "I'm a bitch. I'm a fucking bitch. I'm an Instagram bitch." And I was like, are you? You seem really nice. Maybe in Canada. In America, you would be like Miss Congeniality immediately. She walked in like she was on her phone, and then she threw her phone, and when her phone hit the ground, did you see Priyanka went,
That is a phone, man.
phone? How many times have you broken your phone in your lifetime?
I always get an OtterBox, so never.
Smart. I
Worth
get a
investing.
unicorn beetle, which is like an OtterBox but slightly gayer. But yeah. So then we go to Kiara. She comes in speaking French. She's 21, which same, obviously. She's also only been doing drag for 2 years. She's cute. She's pretty.
She's cute, yeah. So far, we have a former host of a kids show. We have someone who's a bitch on Instagram. And then we have the rising star. I'm liking where this is going already.
Then we had Juicebox. Juicebox is 31. She said that she's originally from Essex, Ontario, which reminded me of Cheryl Ho, because she's from Essex, isn't it? But I think it's a different Essex, because she only mentioned it once. I think if it were the same Essex that Cheryl Ho was from,
Wait, she's from Essex?
She would have mentioned it. Yeah, she said she's from Essex, Ontario, not Essex.
Not like Essex and morals, like Essex.
Correct. Her bracelet got stuck in her tights. Is she singing? Alexis.
Oh, sorry.
How'd it go? It sounds like it went well.
I just got back.
She was in the white wings. You know, she had on. It was a little sexy.
A little Victoria's Secret. Yeah.
Whenever those looks come, though, I love when it hits you at the belly button, because I think when it goes a little below your natural waist, like a little below the belly button, it's just not as flattering.
Yes.
Which we'll see in her.
Well, that's the man's body.
picture.
Yeah, we got long torsos.
Well, and she's so short that I think like just any sort of elongating her legs in any way would have helped. But other than that, I liked it a lot. I loved when her bracelet got stuck in her tights. We have all been there. Mm-hmm. There's not a single moment where I think any drag queen watching wasn't like, yep, I rip my tights anytime I work at Berlin. Their stage has like the silver, like, what do you call that? A rim?
The trim?
Trim. Sorry. Horny.
Different M.
But it has like, it's screwed into the stage all around, and the screws are just slightly above it. So anytime I'd like go to lean against the stage, I'd always get caught. We'll cut that story. That was
I'm familiar with that, yep.
Then we had Anastasia. She is 37. Finally an age I understand. She is a pageant queen who makes everything herself, which we see this episode that is true. She is the current reigning Miss Black Continental. That's big doing.
That's a big deal.
Brooklyn Heights, one of the judges on the show, is a former Miss Continental. So I just think that's a big title to walk into Drag Race with. Okay.
Honestly, you know the sign of a pageant queen that makes everything on their own? Who was the most recent queen? Oh, she was crowned for doing that. So I think she'll go pretty far with her credentials.
The entrance look wasn't like my favorite, but it was so well made. It looked so good on her. Then we had Lemon. She is 23. How rude. She says, She said, my name is Lemon, just like the citrus fruit.
Not to be.
I was like, oh, that lemon, the citrus fruit.
I knew when I heard that you had an opinion on that. I knew that you were gonna have a problem with someone saying citrus fruit. I was like, Darby Lynn is going to lose their mind.
I don't know what it was, but I was like, oh, the citrus fruit. That's what lemon you're named after. She is from Canada originally, but she lives in New York City. How cosmopolitan. She says that she is one of the best dancers that Drag Race has ever seen.
Have we seen it?
We will see it later. Did we see the best dancer? I did love her outfit. I mean, come in, be in yellow. I love that she brought, Priyanka called it her duvet. I'm all about any sort of giant furry duvet.
Oh.
I'm in. Then we go into Scarlett Bobo. We said in our Meet the Queens video that we had good feelings about her, and I still feel that way. She's 29, but she's been doing drag for 12 years.
Oh my God, Bobo.
That means she was like a young high school girl that was like, I'm gonna put on a wig. Anastasia says that she is a headline queen in Toronto, so she has a pretty big name in Toronto. That she's weird. I did think it was funny that she said, well, you know, we get 20 new queens a week, which before COVID, that kind of felt like Chicago too. There's always like a new name popping in and out. I think just most cities probably are seeing like an influx in drag because of how popular it's become.
It'll only exponentially grow. Like, more and more people are coming to terms with like, oh, you know what, drag is fun and it is for me and I'm gonna try it out.
And like the fact that it is just so welcome now. Like when I started drag, my first like drag thing I ever did, I asked everyone there, do not tag me on Facebook. Do not tag me, do not tag me, do not tag me. Because I was so terrified that my family would see it or someone from work would see it. When I started drag, there were like 4 drag queens in Chicago. So it was just really, really scary. But now it's so popular. I mean...
And celebrated.
And celebrated, yeah. Very on board for Scarlett Bobo. I thought she looked great. I loved her entrance look. The black kind of, what would you call that? Punk?
Punk? I was gonna say punk. Yeah, punk.
Then we had Kine, our villain, I guess. We could talk about. She's 21. She walks in and says to all the fives, a 10 has entered. If you follow her on TikTok, you know that she is a mathematician. She knows it all. She is so good with the numbers.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Seeing a drag queen so confident, educating me about, I know there's another word for it, but all I can think of is math. So math, it's so fun. Like her TikTok is really, really entertaining.
Yeah, she reminds me of when I was in speech and debate, there was this category called Lincoln Douglas debate. This was the like debate form where it was just you. All the other ones you had a partner, but this one it was just you. And your entire debate had to surround like logic and ethics and morals and speaking from like just a fundamental point of view. So she's big brain. Big brain.
She sings, she dances, she's a YouTuber. I found her on YouTube because she does so many tutorials, and to be so young and already like know your shit, she's ahead of the game. It was funny though, she's talking about it and Kiara's like, I learned how to style my wigs from your videos. And Kine goes, really? Because Kiara's wearing this like shake and go straight out the bag, flat purple hair. I liked her look though.
I did too.
I thought it was really cute, like Cruella DeVille update. Mm-hmm. I wish she'd leaned more into the Cruella DeVille thing. I wish she had like killed a dog or something and then walked in with that. That would have been interesting.
That would have been a testament of her character. I think we would have really fell for that storyline, that villain edit from the start.
Then we really would, yeah. Clearly her storyline producer is not working hard enough. Okay.
Right.
Then we had someone I'm so excited about because she's a mess, but so funny. Boa.
Boa.
She is 24 years old. She is hilarious. Mm-hmm. You could tell she's a bit of a mess. Juicebox even says that she has a pretty bad reputation in Toronto for being for being messy and annoying, but that she's hilarious. It's undeniable. I liked this cow look because she was like being sucked up by a UFO and she had like a pierced udder. It was like a trashy, good cow look.
Yeah.
I liked it.
I feel like cow looks work for like, oh, I want to make a statement. I'm camp. Cow print is so camp, I guess. But I do agree. I did like
camp.
that alien.
It worked for Magnolia Crawford.
Where's the beef?
Oh, wait. no, it didn't work for Magnolia Crawford. Then we had Rita Baga. She is 32. She is the Queen of Montreal, according to her. She's been doing drag for 13 years. Again, that is a young starter queen with a very thick accent. She said, get used to it, get used to my thick accent. And yeah.
We got used to it real fast.
We got used to it real fast.
You know, it's really easy to adjust to thickness.
We got the thickness. We felt it. We understood it.
Our body adjusted to it.
She's in that green kind of draggy, like alien drag gown-ish look. It was a lot to take in visually, but I appreciated the feast that my eyes were given.
I thought the color was really
nice.
cool. I thought the cut was really cool too. It was just really cool.
And I like the boots. Then we had, I think, my favorite person in the entire world now. Like, truly my favorite, Jimbo. Jimbo walks in and says, oh, wow. Oh, my God. Okay. That's her opening line. And then she's just looking around. And then she goes, I'm going to spin in a circle now. And she spins in a circle. Obsessed. I'm obsessed
I'm
with
gagging.
Jimbo.
I'm gagging.
Gagging! Her reputation is strange and amazing, and that is easy to see. She's 37, so I can get behind that, and in front of it, really. She looked great. I loved it was like a cartoony, like black and white.
It felt
look.
like
It wasn't
Minnie
just
Mouse,
that kind of,
yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't it feel
Yeah, Minnie Mouse, Betty Boop, like very black and white, like loved.
Also, let's talk about the letter B. Jimbo, Boa, and Bobo. They're funny queens. The letter B phonetically is fun to say. You ba. That's why I proposed your name be Bongi Lynn Cartwright. Bongi.
Changing it. No more Darby. It is strictly
Darby and Closet.
Bongi.
Bongi. B-O-N-G-I.
Or just Bobby with like 4 B's. Yeah. Done.
Yes.
No, I've leaned too hard into Darby. I would be letting Alexis's uncle down.
There's a B in there. There's a B in Darby.
Yeah, that's B. I'm basically Jimbo. So then we had our final girl was Tynomi Banks. Now Tynomi is 38. Everyone kept calling her a legend. I guess she's like a big deal in Canada. She's beautiful. She walked in that like sparkly kind of bodysuit. What did you think?
I thought she was really pretty. I think this was just like a casual look for her to walk in on, to be comfortable. She feels confident in it, so that's power to her.
Don't you have those though? Don't you have those dresses and looks that you're like, this feels like me. This feels like I can serve. You know, it may not be like the most outlandish or crazy, but you know that you're gonna feel good and you know you're gonna serve a look in that. That's what this look reminded me of. It wasn't like super incredible, but you could tell she was feeling it. And so that was fun to watch.
For you, it's that lime green thong, I know.
Yeah. What I thought was funny though is like her first look was like, it was cute, but her talking head look, her boy look, it was like a pink kind of sweater with these like black squigglies. I was like, girl, wear that.
Girl.
I love that. I was so excited.
Cute. Yeah.
That's cute.
That's a star.
Yeah, it was like, maybe this is a producer thing, but like choosing her to go last was also a good call because she's such a big name and it really kind of brought an energy to the room that was like, oh, this is real. So all the girls get there. Rue does she done already had herses, but like slightly less interested sounding. So she makes a lot of Canadian jokes and then says, don't puck it up. And everyone claps. And then Rue's gone.
And then Rue disappears, yeah.
So then the judges enter. So the show's gonna work a little different, where there are 3 judges, mentors, and then there will be a different guest host for the runway every week. I'm trying not to be a spoiled American who likes everything exactly the same always and try to look at this as like, this is kind of cool.
I like it. I like that it's 3 judges because that just feels... 3 judges that have like equal power too, like kind of equal power, because that feels more like reality show competition. Like there's the mean judge that just like says whatever's on their mind. There's the judge that builds you up, and then there's the judge that has like the experience with the industry. I think it's really cool.
The first one we meet is, I think, the love of my life, Stacey McKenzie. I know that she was on Canada's Top Model, so I'm not familiar with her. I wasn't familiar with her before, but oh my god, I'm obsessed with her.
Mm-hmm.
Her voice, her reaction, her face. She's beautiful.
Face.
I mean, obviously she's from Top Model, I guess, but Canada, you gave us. Well, what are Canadian people? Who's Canadian?
Drake.
You gave us Drake. Now you owe us. So please send Stacey here, please. We'll give you Drake back. Brooklyn Heights walks in out of drag, very attractive man. Then Jeffrey Boyer Chapman comes in, even more attractive man.
Oh.
Very attractive judge panel.
Very hot panel. I don't know.
Very hot panel.
I'm feeling very H word. I don't want to say it because it's bad.
Is that one of India's 4 H's?
Horny, yes.
So we find out that the winner of Canada's Drag Race, they're going to win a year's worth of hotel stays from Hilton. So I assume that means you live in a Hilton for a year. I don't know what a year's worth of hotel stays
It means they're going to take you on tour and you get the hotel for free.
I want 365 days then. Okay, Hilton, I'm a winner. And then they get 100,000 Canadian dollars, which is only 73,662 American dollars. Don't come to America. Spend all that money in Canada.
Keep that within your borders.
You are not going to get... Well, I don't think there's any Canadian who's really busting down the door to get into America right now.
Right.
So I think we're
Y'all are good.
But spend it all up there. Buy some cheese curds and moose food. We find out they have to do a photo shoot. This is very similar to American Drag Race Season 2 when they did the Gone with the Wind photo shoot, where they're doing a photo shoot and then suddenly a giant fan comes on and blows their lashes off. One of my favorite Jujubee moments. Matt Barnes is the photographer. It is a big mountain. They have to climb the mountain and they think that's what it is. Like, oh, I have to climb this with heels, and then boom, suddenly there's a fan on them. So it was a good challenge. I enjoyed that. The first person to go up was Alona. She is like, oh, great. I'm just going to take my clothes off. I'm going to be a sexy Marilyn Monroe. And then, boom, the fan hits her. She has like the flag through her nose ring. The nose ring flies out.
She rips it out.
I love seeing people be horrified. It's good.
Most of these pictures turned out really well. Like, you think that they're gonna get a really bad shot, but this photographer like really pulled out their best moments, and her with like covering her giblets with the garment and like the hair blowing. It was fun. It was fun. I love the photo shoot challenge.
I miss that. I miss that being like their first challenge. I love when they put them in that big fish tank. That's fun to watch.
Yeah. And for them, it like feels like, okay, we're doing a drag like competition. Like the photo shoot challenges first. I have to at least look good. Yeah.
That's a very like professional drag thing to feel like. Like, oh great, you're here to have your photo taken by this professional photographer. You know, it's gonna feel good. Priyanka comes up next. She runs up that mountain. When the fan hits her, her eyelashes are going everywhere. So she is just hanging on, which I think is the picture they ended up with, right? Like she's hanging on to her eyelash.
Yes, she's like eyes open. Well, the one that they settled with was just wide-eyed, because that was the only way for her to negotiate keeping her lashes on.
Partly that, but also partly like, she's just wild. Like, she had that personality the whole time. So I think even if the fan wasn't on, she'd just be all over the place. Then we get Scarlett Bobo walks in. We don't get a whole lot from her. But her picture's cool, where she's holding the flag out. She
held that flag, like, straight out. Like, that is arm strength. Like, that does not look light.
The flag itself isn't really billowing. It got kind of stuck on the stick, so it wasn't a great picture. But she looks great. Then we had Rita Baga, who just like yelled the whole time. She was like, wow, like powerful. But then the image they went with, she was like, I don't know how they ended up on that image, but whatever.
Yeah, this one wasn't all there, yeah.
Then we had Kiara. Didn't have a whole lot going on personality-wise. I hope we'll see that soon. But cute picture.
Cute picture.
Then we had Anastasia. Now, Anastasia was not ready for this fan. The fan blew her hat off. The hair's all in her mouth. That was one where I was like, this picture's gonna look awful. But it was cute.
Yeah.
It wasn't a bad picture.
Her pose was great. The makeup in like the final photo, I don't know, it just doesn't, drag makeup doesn't translate well for like photo shoots or sometimes it does.
Yeah, I just, her makeup's not my fave, but I think her outfit, her attitude, I'm on board though.
It's a really good picture, yeah.
Then we had what I thought was the winner. Tainomi's picture, it looks like there's just someone there with a fan, like a little tiny fan maybe blowing on her. She looks so undisturbed by this giant fan blowing on her.
Also, that flag is planted. Like, she had just owned this territory. She is the queen of the north.
And she's just like, yeah, she just looks so relaxed and elegant. Then we have Boa, who hit her little UFO on the flag, and that looked like it hurt. She was not prepared for any of it, and I loved it. Mm-hmm. Her reaction was pretty good. The picture, it's fine.
I think it's a good picture. I think, yeah.
Then we had Lemon. Now, Lemon had that giant blanket she had to carry up to the top with her, so that must have taken a minute. Her picture's fine. I don't think she was expecting to show her tuck. There's just a lot of tuck in that.
Oh, I see it now.
But I think her duvet looks great blowing in the wind.
Excited for that duvet. I was like, oh gosh, the duvet is going to be in the wind. It's going to look great. We saw the duvet. It looked good.
Kind came in, ready to go. The fan turns on, and she's like, okay, I cannot lose this hat. I'm not going to lose this hat. Her final picture was cute. It looked like she literally just like grabbed the flag and was like, hi. It won.
It won.
Spoiler alert.
She looks very happy, but yeah, wasn't my pick for first, but whatever.
The judges said, like, I think it was Jeffrey said something about like the fiercest photo or something. Like, it wasn't like the funniest photo. It was like we want you to really give it to us.
Right.
And I feel like Tainomi did. And Kind was just like, hi. I mean, it's a good picture. I'm not saying that. But then Juicebox comes in. Juicebox, her picture's, it's fine. I think her picture kind of shows, again, like, I just wish she had pulled up the bottoms just a little further onto, like, her belly button. But that's my own issue. And then she falls. She's leaving. So she enters the workroom and she gets stuck in her own tights. And then she leaves the first little challenge and she falls. Juicebox, you are
I hope it becomes a trend.
Name for yourself.
I hope misfortune follows her. Nothing too bad or too evil, but just little shenanigans, okay?
Shenanigans. That's a brand.
Mm-hmm.
And then our final person, which just made me laugh so hard, was Jimbo. Jimbo gets to the top and is posing. They turn the fan on and she just starts screaming. Like she doesn't know what's going on.
Yes.
I ate it up. I loved it. I wish they had used one of those pictures for her final photo, her just screaming in terror and holding onto the flag. Instead, they used one of her like on her back with her legs up and the flag's gone.
Like she went ballistic and y'all didn't want to use that one. Use that one.
Right? Use that one. She went crazy. They go into the workroom to de-drag. I think Jimbo's so attractive. Like, so attractive.
Okay.
And Tainomi. So Kine wins, which means she gets to pick the boxes for their outfits, which is another classic US Drag Race episode, except their boxes are based on Canadian stereotypes?
Canadianisms.
I think, yeah, they were like Canadian things. Boxes of Canadian things.
Person, place, noun.
That's it. Yep, it was a noun. They were boxes of Canadian nouns. Filled with material provided from Roost, our favorite Canadian fabric company.
Love them, sure.
I love seeing Boa open her box and just immediately go, oh fuck, it's filled with potatoes. I loved that.
Oh yeah, her Green Gables box. I would have been upset if I had that
Yeah,
box.
you open it and you're like, Anne of Green Gables. Okay, so we're talking like kind of Little House on the Prairie kind of looks. And then you just like have a fistful of potatoes. I'm in. And then Rita, her box has cheese curds that she just starts eating. If I'm given food in my box that's not a potato, I will take a bite of it. And maybe a potato, depends on the day.
Please boil it.
Alona is taking her box apart and she's talking about being First Nation, being an Indigenous person. And we get to hear again, like we heard with her Meet the Queens, about her being two-spirit, kind of living between the masculine and the feminine. I think it's really cool to have Alona there to like educate us and give them a voice. I think that's really cool. I have to say, after hearing even more about her, I'm a big Alona fan.
Mm-hmm. We're being properly educated, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think that she's a fucking bitch. Like she keeps trying to
explain
to us that she is. Ma'am, I'm not seeing it. Now, Kine.
No.
Sort of. You, not seen it. They go to the next day, they're getting ready. The big thing to come out of that is that we hear that Boa is now sober, which may be the reason she has such a bad reputation. And then Juicebox is also sober. Juicebox also didn't like who she was when she was drinking. I love when people feel comfortable enough to share that because it's so inspiring to people who may be struggling with that themselves.
Very real. Like some people don't even acknowledge that it might be an issue. And then they themselves kind of step back and like, oh, how is my behavior when I drink? Like, how can I manage that? Like, it doesn't only affect me, it affects other people. I love that conversation that they had.
Yeah, it was a really nice conversation. We go to the runway and we get to see all three judges walk down the runway and their looks. Obviously, Brooklyn was the one we were kind of looking at because she was the drag queen. She was in that denim kind of, it was young. It was a very young, fresh look. But I have to say, Stacy and Jeffrey, they look good too.
They look good.
I mean, again, that is an attractive judges panel.
The threesome? Oh, the throuple? Oh.
That is a throuple that I wouldn't mind quadrupling. Okay. The guest host is Alicia Cuthbert, who I know from Happy Endings. I loved that show.
I was confused. I was like, oh, she's taking over this show. She must be someone big.
She looked cute. I liked her little one-shoulder pink dress. Ponytails must be a thing. Because she had a fierce pony. And then in the entrances, a couple of the girls had fierce ponies. Maybe it's the maple syrup.
I want to see you with a pony. I feel like you would look so cunty. Can I say that?
Thank you. Alexis made me one and I wore it a few times. I wanted a lot of volume on top of my head because I'm just so worried that if I don't have a lot of volume, I'll look crazy. I think I'm ready to try a tight pony. I think I'm ready to try low volume pony.
Please do. Please do.
Alexis, get on it. So let's go through these looks. These are all the looks that they created themselves from these boxes. The first person to come out, my star, Anastasia, she made a puffer cape jacket. That looked like it came from a store.
Yeah, that looked clean. Like she wanted to show off like, oh, I do know how to sew. Here you go. Here's a cool little puff cape.
The only issue I really had with it is like her hair and makeup I didn't think really went with the look itself. But the look itself was like killer. Mm-hmm. I was blown away by that.
Like I thought she looked people know how to make that. A human can make that. I was so confused.
So anyway, we learned that she's magic and she's going far. So obsessed. Kiara came out in like kind of a Naomi Smalls scarecrow look if Naomi Smalls didn't do it as well. I'm just kidding.
I really liked it. I liked the Babadook reference that she said. I was
But she made it herself. It's fine. You're right. I'm being an asshole. You're right. Sorry. Kiara, sorry. Then we had Lemon. Lemon came out in kind of the sports look. Fine.
Boxy.
Was that a corset? What was that?
It was a corset that was not pulled in right. It's not. Is it a custom corset? Because it wasn't cinching in at the right places.
Yeah, she might have made it, and that's why it didn't.
Okay.
Yeah, it really did nothing for her shape.
Yeah. This was a boot for me.
And then like the shoulder pads and stuff that she just stoned. That was probably in the box like that. So what did you make? Then we had Alona. I don't remember her look. Can you? Sorry.
I mean, it wasn't anything too memorable, to be honest. It was a gray dress with the chest cut out, and then the draped, or not the draped, like the hanging streams.
You know what I was thinking? I would have liked it better if they were pants, if that was a jumpsuit.
I see, yeah.
I was confused by the shape of the dress. I like the streamer kind of, I liked it. I like a gray dress. I wish there was like a jumpsuit. I think if she had like wide legs, like a wide leg jumpsuit in that look.
Yeah, she needed her legs freed. I agree. Yeah.
But she looked beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
The hair and makeup, I was into. Then we had Kine in her gold look where the balls just kept falling off as she walked. That was so sad.
I was kind of confused as
shape?
what made it flare. Like, was there like a hard circular thing at the bottom?
I don't know. The shape of the top was flattering. The hair was flattering. Just the way she had to move in it, and the fact that she had to keep scooping up the balls as she walked past. Not great. Not great. Not great.
Her walk was not good. I don't know.
Yeah, not great. Then we go to Scarlett Bobo.
Scarlett Bobo had the cow print chaps, the hat, the colorful bandanas.
Yeah, so we got to see her little booty. Didn't she put like an S or a B like on her crotch?
Something was on her butt. What was it? I wasn't staring because
something.
I'm not inappropriate.
You're absolutely right. I'm sorry, Scarlett Bobo. I will not stare at the B on your butt. I think I like Scarlett Bobo so much that it was fine. Then we had Jimbo coming out all rainbow. I think we need to remember that they had to make these from these like crafty sort of stuff.
Right.
So it's pretty crafty. You know, she looks like a lollipop.
I love
What?
it. Just thinking about how impressive it is that she took all those individual zippers and put them.
Those were
all-
zippers?
Yes. What you mean? Oh,
That changes everything.
they had the
I'm
zoom in
sorry.
shot.
Okay. Sorry. I'm sorry. Now that I know that they're zippers, super impressive. I apologize. Sorry. I was kind of drunk when I watched.
Well, even like how
Okay.
she can like assemble the colors in like a mosaic kind of way. Yes.
Tainomi. Not great.
Not great.
Not great. She just kind of, and she did it in the workroom actually. She like put the blue around her, and someone was like, "Oh no, that's a muumuu," and she's like, "No, don't worry about it." And then she came out and like, it really was exactly
And it
that.
became a muumuu.
And she stuffed all those socks or whatever the fuck that was. I just wanted more from Tainomi. I really did. But she's safe, so we're gonna get more next week. Thankfully. Boa the Potato Queen came out with those potato titties.
I thought she was gonna be in the bottom because the titties looked crazy, but they gagged for the titties.
Same.
So I was
Same.
like, oh, okay, never
Same.
mind.
Those titties were, they moved so close together. I thought they're about to just join. These potatoes will become one.
Into
They
the
were just the
uniboob.
weirdest titties.
Let me look at these titties again
Okay.
because yeah, those titties were like cross-eyed.
But her hair, her makeup, the fact that she sewed that corset and created that corset herself, she made like a potato crown. I got everything else. Everything else, I got it. And I liked it. But the titties. Those
But
potato
the titties.
Then we had Juice Box.
Mary.
She broke up a lot of free AOL CDs and glued them on a t-shirt and a t-shirt
All the
skirt.
cuts that she put on her hand because she was cutting up glass or hard
And
plastic,
her-
sharp plastic.
Another ponytail, another pony. That's tough. Priyanka, gorge.
Mm-hmm.
Under the Sea, goddess, gorgeous.
Mm-hmm.
Loved.
Mm-hmm.
It was simple, but clean.
She brought herself to it, you know. She paid homage
Yes.
to her heritage. Can't be mad at that. Love to see that.
I mean, you could be mad at it if you're racist, but if you're not racist, you can't be mad.
You can't be mad if you're racist, yes.
And then the final person was Rita Baga. Spoiler alert, she won with this look. I hated it.
You hated it?
Hated.
Oh.
Hated.
Oh.
When she had those stuffed mittens, she takes it off and she has this off the shoulder, like, basic dress from BB.
I thought the coat was cute.
The coat with the stuffed mittens didn't make sense to me. But I could understand. No, I can't. I hated it. I did. I did.
Okay.
I hated it.
It's all a story.
It was storytelling.
But that's the other thing too that kind of struck me was like, okay, so you have this weird lumpy coat and then you take it off and you have this like horrible cheap looking dress and then you just pull the bag of cheese curds out and eat the cheese curds. They were in your box so that you'd have to do something with them. Instead, you just pulled out the exact bag they were in from the box. For someone who is the legend, I needed more than that dress.
Fair enough.
Oh my God.
It's so loud right now.
Let's just go to our top three, our bottom three. Our top three are Jimbo, Boa, and Rita. Our bottom three are Lemon, Kine, and Juicebox. Honestly, the top three all surprised me.
Really?
Well, because I didn't know about Jimbo's pockets, Jimbo's zippers. I don't know how I missed that. But now that I know that, Jimbo makes sense to me. Rita, I already shared that. And Boa's potato titties, I thought would send her right to the bottom. I would have put Priyanka in the top for sure.
I feel like Kiara's look would have been up there because I thought it was just a really cool animated character.
Yeah. The bottom three, though, they think that Kine has an attitude. They're giving her critiques, and she's like, well, my outfit was my favorite. Not great, but also, like, by Canadian standards, it seemed to be a lot worse. Because by American standards, I didn't even notice it, really, until people were like, Kine's a villain. And I was like, oh, is she? Juicebox. Put this in your mind. Juicebox is a Canadian drag queen who's been working for years. Canada finally gets their own drag race. Juicebox is on it. She is living her dream, and her first runway she knows is bad, and she's getting like torn down by the judges. She has to get water, she has to kind of squat down, they put like a robe over her. I felt bad for her. I really did.
Yeah, that looked very scary.
Could you put yourself there? Like, could you put yourself in that situation? I would be melting down. Like,
if they were roasting me, I would have just stood there and taken it. Like, it would have been like, yeah, you're right. This is trash. Like, I would have acknowledged that it was trash. Like, I know if I did poorly, and I know what I have coming for me. Some people can't handle that.
I think my natural reaction would be to react with like jokes and like be like, yeah, I know it sucks, doesn't it? I suck, right? I suck. But I would also be kind of like beating myself up. So she seems to be, based on social media, she seems to be doing okay and happy to have the experience. And then we find out the bottom two are Lemon and Juicebox. They do a lip sync to I Really Like You by Carly Rae Jepsen.
Love that song.
Lemon does two splits. She slams her pussy to the floor twice.
This is someone who has been to the most prestigious dance school, so here we go.
Thank you.
We're watching.
That's what I was thinking. I couldn't take my eyes off of Juicebox. Whenever Lemon would like slam her pussy to the ground, yeah, I would be like, oh yeah, okay. Juicebox, I thought she killed it.
I thought she won.
I loved her lip sync. I was shocked when Juicebox went home. Shocked. Not by her outfit made sense, but the lip sync made no sense to me. I need a Canadian to American lip sync dictionary because I was confused.
I don't know. The dancing felt a little stiff, not too graceful, and I just felt like Juicebox's hair spins and I just felt like she embodied the song.
Best dance school in New York look. That's for sure.
Oh.
I sent Juicebox an Instagram message, and I'm sure she got like hundreds of them. But I was just like, you won that. You were so great. But you're also like Canada's pork chop, and that's hilarious. Like that's
iconic.
That's a badge to wear. The second, third, fourth person that goes home, the world will forget. But you'll never forget Canada's pork chop.
Pork chop and a juice box. That's a meal I will partake in.
Now, that is a meal. That's a meal. That's actually what they're going to get when you stay at the Hilton every day for a year. I mean, you'd be so skinny because you'd be shitting constantly. That was Canada's Drag Race.
Wow.
We did it. Overall, Chan, I'm pretty excited. How do you feel?
I think it's going to be a really fun season. I think with it being so fresh, too, you don't have to feel like the producers are influencing anything. It's just like a raw reality competition show. Ooh.
It is back to basics. Everything you love, Drag Race. I'm here for it. We had said on our last episode that we will be getting together for premieres and finales. That's why we're together now. But All Stars, which is going to be released after this, Chan is joined by, should we give him a hint?
Okay, well, this guest was my friend before she became the baby girl of the Kool-Aid family.
And she's got some, she knows inside stuff. Did she tell you anything? Do you know inside stuff?
Oh, there's good tea on this one. There's good tea on because if you've seen the episode, you know that the mother won. You're gonna hear a little bit about like what went into that.
I love that. I love behind the scenes stuff. I like knowing things. Because Chan and I are together, that means Alexis is back to intern. So she is currently washing all of our wigs. Let's see if we can get her. Alexis, can you give us a little intern tea?
Hello everyone and welcome back to not the intern minute. I'm no longer an intern. It's just a minute or two of me, Alexis P. Bubbles. Today the P stands for premiere of Canada's Drag Race. I gotta take this off. It hurts actually. Darby mentioned that one of the prizes is 365 days worth of stay in a hotel. Have you seen 365 days on Netflix? Mama. Anne of Green Gables is a huge point of contention for me. When we took our huge vacation when I was a youngin', I was 14. I was told that we were going to Disney World for our vacation that year. We went to Epcot. And for me, vacationing was all about, I needed the perfect souvenir, the one item object that would encapsulate how I was feeling at the time and where we were, and also like things that I was interested in. So I really wanted to go in Epcot to China, and I wanted to get a fan, and I just knew that that was the perfect souvenir. My sister, Lana, whose name backwards is Anal, spent all the souvenir money that day on an Anne of Green Gables porcelain doll. I have never forgiven her. I have forgiven her. I have never forgotten. Hold on. I think, right? Is that right? Okay. Hold on. Okay. I thought it was fun that Brooklyn Heights was wearing a denim dress, because in America, we say when someone's wearing all denim, we say that's a Canadian tuxedo. We say, "Hey Merv, look at this. She's got a Canadian tuxedo on." Happy Endings is one of the best shows to ever get canceled. I put it in a file along with Pushing Daisies and Veronica Mars, the original 3 seasons. And the file is labeled, "What the fuck do you think you're doing canceling these shows?" So I just put that in the file. I put that file in my filing cabinet. It's next to the W, so it's by like Whataburger Meals and Wisconsin Cheeses. It's in between those two. Actually, it might be. Did I just do alphabet? I'm gonna say it, justice for Anastasia. That was fashion. That could have been on Project Runway. That could have been on Making the Cut. So in defense of Rita's kind of story and fashion, here's what I'm excited about for Canada's Drag Race. I think that American Drag Race has kind of slowly moved into America's drag model. And if you're not wearing custom couture, handmade, stoned, if you don't look like you're on a fashion runway, you don't get really far with the judges. I think personally, I like that in Canada's Drag Race, we're seeing more of that, and we're seeing it celebrated, because it is a valid form of drag to be fun and tongue-in-cheek and, you know, whatever. It wasn't fashion, but she told a story and she sold it. So Darby, we're fighting. I'm just kidding. I love you. Please don't edit me out. This is my board of all my stuff. This has been a very strange intern minute formerly known as intern minute. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I'm so excited to start this Canada journey with IMHO, and I cannot wait to see what Miss Coulee has to say about All Stars on your episode. I can't wait.
Gonna be sickening.
I can't wait. All right. Well, we love you. We will see you very, very soon because we're making this shit happen.
Mm-hmm.
Goodbye, everybody.
Bye, y'all.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
I love Tracy Anderson because she does these 15-minute little workouts for either the
back
legs or the arms. She focuses on one body part at a time.
Foot. So 1, flex, 2, 3, 4,
She's over there for the arms coming down.
6, flex.
Happy Memorial Day, everybody.
You're gonna point on the left, point,
Hope you're making the best of it.
flex.